Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Ambrose.
Good morning.
Hello, morning.
Yeah, good. Let us pray, please. Yeah. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you, worship you for this opportunity to be at the feet again by gathering online. But I pray that all we're going to share today take absolute control. Order our steps, O Lord. That our discussion will yield food that at the end of the day will take informed decision in Jesus' name. But I pray you take absolute control of our internet anywhere. We have tried here. I don't know what is going on, but come and take control, Father, in the name of Jesus. That we'll have this fruitful meeting and hit-free meeting in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Yes, Jesus. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you all. I want to appreciate as many that have called during the days we are not on air. Especially the last Saturday while I was in Delta. I want to appreciate you all for your love and for your concern. And also those that also called that they're able to have access to the Daily Independent Sunday paper for the previous one. They read it online on the paper. I want to appreciate you too for your call, for having access to those information as discussed the previous one. I thank you all. Today, we'll be looking at the market. As usual, we'll start from our daily charts. But I will tell you that this week under review was a mixed week with a lot of activities, a lot of expectation. But I'm happy that at the end of the week, now we're digesting all the information I've had for the week, the inflation, the outcome of Treasury bill auction, and the MPC meeting. That means in the new week we are entering, we see people will analyzing in a different way and they will take an opportunity. But I will tell you that the month of September, as we said earlier, is also likely to close up, because for the week under review, the market managed to gain just marginal 0.0. Okay, sorry. As I was saying, that the market gained a marginal 0.06, and you know all the activities that's what happened in the week under review, and we know what play out. But we are seeing that the market remained a bit resilient, and it was a kind of a flat market, and it closed positive for the week to reverse the previous 2 weeks of downturn. It's a good move for me, and it shows that the market is also gathering more strength, especially as we're entering into the last quarter of the year. And don't forget that this month is the last month for the third quarter. For me, I see a lot of opportunity in the market going into the future, but we need to harness it and take advantage of these opportunities. And how we're going to do it is for us to share this information here and we'll quickly take action. That is how to stay ahead of the market. And it's fun that we have gathered this afternoon again. If you look at this daily chart here as we speak, you see that the market has side trended here. I just let me leave it for you to see from wherever you are. You see, market was down here, up, down, and on Friday, after the outcome of the MPC meeting, market also resisted decline. It tells you that the market is refusing to go down, and which the chart here I drew here, I've shown you already what is happening in the market. This is a trend line that thing broke down. But this resistance here has also become a strong support to see that the market is not ready to go down now. And information coming out both globally and locally are about to support the market, because market is looking up, because we are seeing positive things happening in the market as we speak now. And what are those positive things that are happening? I want to look at this analysis this afternoon or review in 3 perspectives. One, I want to give you the direct direction of the market and the fundamentals in the market and the chart action. These are what we want to use this afternoon. And the market direction as we speak now on a daily chart, market is side trending. That means market is on what? On a flat movement. Here, market is waiting for a breakout up or a breakout down. This on a daily chart. And on daily chart, you can see that yesterday, the market breadth was positive, 18 against 10. And also at the end of the week, market is on negative breadth. Tells you that the market is also trying to adjust on a weekly chart, because the daily I told you earlier is the fastest that gives you the fastest information, because it's most volatile time frame. And that is why every trader investors have to look at daily charts for what? For quick action or quick decision. That's why you need to combine the two, daily, weekly, and what? And the monthly chart. But now on a daily chart, we have seen that market is strong enough now, resisting what? Decline. Market is waiting for any information at this point to move on, to go up or down. That means you and I should not bother ourselves than consider the market to go down, or let us say negative information now, because we are entering already the third week of the month of September, which also there will be activities of positioning ahead of what? Any season for October. That means the last week of September and the third week, we will see a mixed reaction, especially when you can see that fundamental sound stocks have adjusted now because of the decline. There will be a lot of what we call bargain hunting in the market as we speak. That activity alone will change the whole thing. For that, we need to just exercise patience. Market has really been a bit down for straight 6 days before we start seeing this little improvement, and it was down because of one. There was this activity that we expected that there will be adjustment in treasury bill rate, but I will tell you that the last option of for 364 days was still 7.2, which also the one on Wednesday and Thursday also closed at and also you can see that there was just a marginal oversubscription for this. It tells you that people are also thinking the way of how they can make money. Now that inflation still remains around the 17.01, people are thinking, especially the fund managers are thinking, how can they also play the market ahead of this inflation? And now that CPI have retained the monetary policy on change, all those instruments on change, it tells you that they want the economic recovery to become stronger. And that tells you that the market, as we speak now, is just waiting for one thing. That is that market waiting for just liquidity. I already said that I'm going to look at the market in three perspectives: market general direction, fundamentals, and chart. The fundamental the market is looking at now is liquidity. Liquidity is the major thing in any market. That is the strongest fundamental I see in any market of the world. Why? When there's liquidity, even though the numbers are not too good, when they are too good, the liquidity market will perform. When they are not too good, the liquidity market will still perform. But when the numbers are good, you have good numbers, earnings, and there's no liquidity, the market will be dragging feet. That is why liquidity is key when it comes to what equity investment. We need to get that one at the back of mind. And that is why in recent time, you can see that there's kind of a drop in volume because liquidity is not in the market as such. For that, we saw kind of a decline in volume. And also people also taking at the fence to see the outcome of, to see the inflation figure, to see the outcome of treasury option that was held during the week, and the outcome of what MPC meeting. For MPC, thank God that it was held within this week on that review on the 16th and 17th, and it came out by leaving all the rate as it is. And that tells you that we are going somewhere from here. That means you and I as an investor, we don't focus our eyes on where we are moving to from this point. There's no cause for alarm. And that is what I say fundamental in the market we need now is only liquidity. We have already a good earnings from the companies, which is also supporting the market PE ratio, which is good. But we need liquidity to drive the market. And now that the PFAs, the institutional investor, have seen the direction of the market, that the treasury bill is not adjusting up, and for 365 days, 364 days, now till next year, there will be no, you still have to get it at least 7.2. It tells you that we are nowhere. We need the liquidity to be in the market so that the liquidity we're expecting should support the market to move in the right direction we're expected to be. That means everybody should keep calm and watch this market moving to up direction as expected. There's no need for panicking. But you can see that there are some companies that have shown strength on the exchange. Yes, the big cap stock, the high cap stock, their price remain a bit stable, flat. But the medium and low cap stock are making new heights. They are gaining because of what? Market perception. That tells you that if there's big liquidity in the market, there will be a lot of rally in the market, and we expect that liquidity to start coming gradually as the institutional investor analyze the outcome of MPC meeting, the inflation figure, and the outcome of what the last option. For me, I see the next week and at the end of the month, I see a mixed market, a market also that will look up. Some companies will be attractive for some investors to take action and take activities or take position. For me, that is what's going to happen in the coming week. For that, we don't need to panic. And when I mean the chart the chart action. The chart action is what we are doing right now. But this one, for analysis like us, or for you like investor or trader, you do it per individual stocks, which you can't do per individual stock in this kind of class. But the technical analysis tools you have gotten, the material you have bought, will guide you on how to do individual chart for stock. But now I tell you that the general market direction, you have gotten it here, and the fundamentals that the market are looking for is only liquidity. Other fundamentals are already in the market. That means you and I are just to stay calm and take position and watch the market going where it's going, because market has potential of breaking out this resistance here. I'm going to target this one here. If that is achieved, we'll bounce back, especially in the world. I said earlier that Q4 is full of activities. Because Q4 is full of activities, there's no cause for us to fear. We expect things to improve in Q4. And if those things start improving, activities also will look up in Q4. If activities look up in Q4, we are bound to see capital appreciation for those that are investing for gains, capital gain. That is one. Another thing again, I should look before I go to weekly chart is, when you are doing your chart analysis, then what we call relative strength. When I mean, I'm not saying relative strength index, relative strength within the industry where you are looking at. For example, if you are charting stocks in banking sector, they all call relative strength. You want to look at all the banks technically to see their position, each one, to know whether it's the right time for it to jump and why it should jump. What is the chart pattern of those stocks? Is it a strong pattern? Because chart pattern is about psychology of investors. What are they saying? Because I'll tell you here that when I chart the whole market, nearly about 80 stocks, I got some stock that their psychology, the sentiment, the chart, the pattern is positive. Tell you that those stocks have strength to continue to look up. You need to chart and identify such stock. That's why there's what we call relative strength in the market or in the industry. But it's different from relative strength index, so that you get me right. Then you talk of breadth. Breadth is for the market generally. That breadth is looking at the gainers and the losers compared to all the activities in the market. If the gainers are lower and market was up, know that market up is just a weak one. But when you see the gainers are higher than the losers, that market as a strong market. That's why breadth is very important. Another thing again you look at is divergent. Divergent is key. You want to know is price and indicators, are they moving in the same direction? Is there any divergent? If there's divergent, that must become key for every analyst, every technical trader. You need to understand how to use your MACD. It will guide you to know where there's divergent in momentum. If you're not able to pick it out or to pinpoint it, it also helps you. For now, as we speak, our market, the way it's trending, we are seeing that momentum is also trying to look up again. That means you need to relax. If you look at your money flow index, when we go to the weekly, the other indicator, regular software, your monthly or weekly and the daily money flow are looking down. But the good thing is that the daily money flow as at Friday has made a sign to turn up. It tells you that, as I said, the breadth was positive because of more stock gaining and the market was in the uptrend. That means you have strength and liquidity in the market. If you look at that chart, you can see that we are having what we call almost 100% buy as at Friday, which I really want to call the chart up now so that we can also look at it together, because technical analysis will not give you information that that is not there. It will show you how everything in the market is going. It's now done on you to take decision on what to do immediately. Yes, you can see this is the money flow index here. I want to take it to a you see this weekly chart here. Money flow is almost going. You can see that the way the market fund left the market, it tried to reverse here, but it went down. But as at Friday, there's a little sign that the funds are going to come back gradually, because at the outcome of MPC meeting, outcome of the Treasury bill, and outcome of the figure from inflation also declined for straight 5 months, is going to change kind of decision among market players, institutional, local, international, even the stockbroking operators, retail investor, high-net investor, all will be looking at this data. By next week, you see a misreaction. People will be selling off ahead of what the earnings season. For that, you and I should be, if you are in a good position, don't panic out. But if your position, you see that what in your position is not attractive again enough, you can start selling to go. But where you are, that you are in good stock and you are seeing activity there, just watch your sentiment report that will release every day to see whether you are to hold that position or not. You don't need to panic out of any position as we speak now, but rather you sit well, proper, because all the fears you have before that, the fear of they were just rate, the fear that NPC, what's it called, Treasury will go to 8% or 9% has gone. We have seen where it is now, but let's move forward that funds will be coming back to the market gradually, and already in the market, when funds come, funds will meet in the market. The good thing is that the GDP figure we have seen recently was to tell you that the CPN, they are not sleeping, because if you look at the outcome of the NPC meeting, you see that CPN for within this period, intervention that made is more on what on the risk sector. About 1 trillion was used to support the risk sector. About 798 billion was also used to support the anchor borrower, and the anchor borrower and commercial agricultural credits are also in the agricultural sector. That's why you see that if you are in this class, you should know area where you should be looking at, because even with the foreign exchange thing we are talking, that's going to affect some company at the end of their third quarter because of which will affect some because of activities of activities of the exchange, what's it called, the exchange rate, and in the foreign in the exchange market. We expect that some companies will be affected. It will reduce the cost of production. It will be high. They affect their profit at the end of the day. But for agricultural sector, where they are having intervention, having cheap loan, and they are not important what all this material they are using, most of them, it's going to tell that the numbers that were managed from that side will also be looked. That's why stock like stock like livestock, like Presco, you should know what it will be in that sector. Other sector that they really intervene is they also intervene in the medium and the small scale business with about almost 343 billion. Also the healthcare sector, they've intervened with about 103 billion, and they are going to do more because we're trying to go into production here locally. That means you should know where you should put your tent now as investor or trader, because this intervention is what have helped us to see a positive growth in GDP. That's why we're comparing it to the negative period or a downturn. But there's also a sign that this intervention from the government, either federal or from the CBN, is also playing its role in kind of making the economy recover quickly. You can see that the growth has been sustained, and that is why they retain all the monetary rates so that we can still have a sustained economic recovery. On that note, we don't need to complain, but rather investors should invest wisely and take position. Know the sector that this foreign exchange that is climbing not going to affect the activities, and position yourself there and relax your mind. That is how to go for this period. Yes, let me quickly bring up the weekly chart so that you see how the market has fared for the week, because it's very important. It's very, very important. This is the weekly chart here. This is the weekly, but let me convert it to weekly still on daily chart. Okay, you can see this weekly chart that the market are still on that has not broken down our trend here, what we call consolidation level. You can see it has remained within this period. That means the market touch here came down, the same touch is went up, still coming down. But you can see as at the end of trading last day for the week, market had a little green. But this green, why I'm not afraid of that, the green has shown that strength is coming back gradually. But if you look at the market breadth for the week, you can see that it's still negative, because all the major sector in the market closed down. They all closed down, and the breadth for the week is negative of advances were 21, while decliner was 38. It tells you the activities of what happened within. Everybody was sitting at the fence, and the following traders also tell you that people were not really interested in taking position. They are all watching to see the outcome of all the activities that are going to happen within the week, and which we have seen the end at the end of Friday decision from the monetary policy. For me, as we're entering the week, as I said earlier, we expect to see the market breathing out, and that also support another new trend. But let's expect a mixed trend, because there will be possible reshuffling in the process as from next week, the end of September, and September also is likely to close positive. I will say that, because as at week to date, markets of marginally 0.01, week to date negative 0.7, and quarter to date 2.73, and year to date negative 3.29. Tell you that for me, I see the month entering in the last quarter of the year. That will wipe away this negative 3.2 now, which I told you earlier at the beginning that this year we're going to see a positive market. It might not be as high as the previous one, and can see that coming from what is happening, the medium and the low cap stock are the one gaining recently. But when this was a high cap during the last quarter of the year, when you see them looking up, it will also be a plus. But for those low cap and the medium caps, the company's price gaining is a good thing for the market. Don't forget also that the banking sector is still lacking, behind. I see that sector also coming up, in the last quarter after seeing the third quarter of this, the banking result. It will tell because the most dividend sector that pays consistently is the banking sector. And when the third quarter numbers are made available, it will review the strength of most of the company, where there will be possibly growth in dividend. That will also guide investors to know how to jump into that banking sector. And also believe that now that most of them are trying to branch out of Nigeria to take advantage of what this Africa Free Trade Zone have created for the banks and for operation around the free zone territory, that was going to boost our banking activities, especially with technology. For that, I see that the banks result. But in all, there are some banks and some companies that are good for you to buy. And for that, those that will attend the coming masterclass, we're already preparing for you the kind of stocks that you position for the last quarter of the year. That means if you are here, for those that have registered, even some that have paid, have not sent their details, so that we can send them the link. Let them send their link. And those that are ready here to pay, take advantage of the window that will close on Monday 20th. We said from the day announced with the opening of the registration, from that date to the 20th is 45,000 naira for those that will pay. After that, to go back to 15 naira for those in this class and those in buy signal. Have given all the opportunity to take advantage of the early bird registration so that they can pay 45. Then after that, they start paying for that. But try and be what in the class. Don't miss this out again, because those that have attended 1, 2, 3, they are singing and they are dancing and they are rushing to the bank with their returns. You must be there, because those that are even there, we don't need to tell them. We have seen all of them are reaching already. You that have not attended, this is time opportunity for you to take advantage of this last quarter, 90 days the window to take to make money for yourself, because opportunities are really in the market. Others are complaining that the market is down. This one for we that are in master class and we also on this platform, I will tell you most of the stuff we have given on the platform have really delivered for you. Unless you don't want to let us know, but I will tell you, because I'm the one that give those stuff. When we look at them, they are all delivering value for you. For that, we look forward to see you in the master class, where you take advantage to make money for yourself between now. As you speak now, do that in the master class, the aggregate or the portfolio position as you speak is more than 40% gain for all the one individual stock are giving them 40, 50, I've said earlier 80, but for aggregate portfolio for that master class, it's about 42% as at close of business yesterday. That means you have to take advantage above inflation, and no other investment window in Nigeria is beating inflation now as we speak. But equity market is still beating inflation if you know how to invest wisely. That means you need to take advantage of this coming master class on the 2nd of October and position for the market, so that you can smile to the bank with the little money you have. Because in master class, we don't mind how much you are bringing. What matters that take advantage of that. And also, you are learning the process. You're also building your own trading strategy, because I will tell you that once you have traded and you have made consistent return with a strategy, you review it and better it, and that will become your strategy on how to trade. Yeah, that's why you must always set a goal, because your goal will guide you to the kind of stock you pick. If you're a trader, will tell you if you're a dividend company, you will see all at the master class, so that you can position and go along with the market and smile to the bank at the end of the day. On that note, this I will draw the curtain for market review, so that you can ask your question. I want to make contribution to this review. You are free to contribute. Thank you, and God bless you all.
God bless you, Ambrose.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Question or contribution you want to add to the market review, you are free to go. You are free to go. Go on. Yeah. Before we round up the class, the stock to pick and expected activities for the week, we also share that. But let's take your question and answer and the contribution, what you see in the market from the MPC meeting, your own perspective. You are free to share for the house also to hear. Yeah.
Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can go ahead, sir.
Okay. My own projection is that before the end of the month, it might be mixed trading.
Yeah.
But by October, I foresee some kind of rally, because a lot of people, if you see what is happening in the money markets now, in fact, a lot of people are on the edge now to see what the third quarter will be like.
Yes.
Because most of the capital markets will give you more return than the money markets now. And considering the inflation rates now, and the rate at which the dollar is moving again, might be advantage for foreign investors too, in a way.
Yes, you are correct.
Like, people in diaspora, because we're envisaging that we're envisaging that the way the dollar is going up, it might still come down. CBN or hell bent on bringing it down, unifying the factor. So to get the advantage of such thing now, I feel those in diaspora will send money, get some things, stocks, and wait till what happens when the dollar gets down again. They might now plow back their money. So I think October is looking very good for us.
Okay, thank you very much. And October has always been good for the market in the history.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yeah. You're on the floor, sir. Go ahead. I'm with you. Hello, sir. Go ahead. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Welcome back, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to get some clarification pertaining the movement in the share price of UCAP compared to Access Bank.
Okay.
You see, Access Bank is a company with total assets of over 10 trillion.
Yes.
Access Bank is a company that is trading far below their book value. This is not the same thing with United Capital. Given the foregoing, why is the price of United Capital the same now with Access Bank? I can't understand the type of movement that UCAP is moving, even while they are trading far above their book value.
Okay.
I need some clarification, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. It's just very simple. You know, I said earlier that market perception is key. If you look before now, Zenith Bank have been posting a positive number in the market, but the market sentiment for GTB is on another side. But the market will always treat GTB in terms of sentiment positively than Zenith Bank has put.
Mr. Ambrose. He has gone on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are hearing.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah,
We can hear you, sir.
Yeah, as I was saying, the perception and the sentiment for GTB is different from that of what? For that of Zenith Bank. So it is at this period now. You can see that both GTB, both Access and UCAP are posting positive number. But UCAP payout in terms of dividend before now is more better than Access Bank. Access have been so conservative before now, but we'll see a growth in their dividend from 25 kobo to what? To 30 kobo. But that of UCAP payout is high, right from the one, and they have been consistent in dividend payout. And the performance of this company also supported their payout. And we're already seeing that this company is going somewhere. But you, as a wise investor, you know where UCAP should go to. And once it's around that where you see it should be, you take your profit. Don't because market is giving like this, because as it's rallying, there's the time that it will come, it will also slow down. But slowing down immediately is not, for me, it's not, I'm not interested now, because everybody is looking at, now that inflation is high and they're having the good dividend yield from that kind of investment, they will all be looking the way of stock that will get, at least 10% dividend yield plus capital appreciation. That is why we are seeing that people are looking the way of UCAP. UCAP is good. And also, if you look at the chart of UCAP, let's leave the fundamental now. the chart is still strong and momentum is still strong. Sentiment is still strong. That means it still go high, even more than 10 naira. But access time is also coming. This market know how to treat all this stuff differently. The way market treated Vitafoam is not the way going to treat UCAP, not going to way to access. Access in the industry where it is has shown strength and put every wise investor that is not in access to rethink and have money in access. Why? Access is going somewhere. Look at after the markdown yesterday, you see the movement that stock made up and down. Now it closed out at 9 naira, and that naira is a kind of a strong support level for access. For me, access is stock to be in your portfolio. For the two, don't worry whether UCAP is moving now. They all have their time for movement. There's a time access was going to make its own movement because the fundamental of access remains strong. The fundamental for UCAP remains strong. UCAP has started moving from as low as 3 naira. You know, even when they marked down for last year dividend, it just went down. I personally, I wanted to buy UCAP around 4 naira. I waited. I have to go back at 6 naira again, even to enter even at 8 naira something because I was going to go. It didn't go. That means there's a momentum. That strength in that stock have been maintained. Also, look at, I said it earlier on this program, check out where you see insider traders in the market. When they are taking opportunity in their sale, when they are selling, it sends you another signal. When insiders are buying, it also sends you another signal. But in the case of UCAP, consider even those low staff in UCAP, even their cleaners, those in their research department, all of them are buying and they're making it known to the public. Those ones are in-house, they are seeing value already on what they are seeing. Now don't forget that UCAP have access to cheap bond. You know, and you have bond and bonds are, bonds are too expensive now because of the rate, and also they are investing in it and they are making more money. For me, I see potential in the two companies. I will say you should not worry about if you are in the two co-position, but don't allow greed to carry you away in UCAP. Once you meet your target in UCAP, you can take your profit. You can have potential to go up. Why the upside of Access Bank is also is high. For me, the two companies are in order. Don't panic. It's just the market perception. Just market perception. Hello. Yeah.
Can I just add to this, please?
Yeah, you are very free, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think, like you said, UCAP is gradually just getting to that level where I'm sure by the time it's getting to like 10 naira, it would almost be a saturation point. Yeah. The ratios, the EPS is half-year EPS about 52 kobo. Let's say it even makes another 60 kobo. In the second half, it probably would be like 1.1 naira. They will not give out all of that. Their payout ratio is in the ratio of maybe 70%, or even if it gets to 80%. Last year they paid 50 kobo. This year they'll pay 70 or even 80 kobo. By the time you're already looking at it.
Last year. They paid 70 kobo last year. 70 kobo last year. I'm expecting 8 naira, 9 naira, 90 kobo, 90 kobo from there. But if they do 90 kobo, you can go above 10 naira. For anything, 80 kobo might not go there. Let's just watch. Yeah. Continue, sir.
Even at 9 naira, even at 90 kobo, with the price it is today, you are seeing a dividend yield of like 10%. So for me, I think it's already getting to that level of saturation. Like you said, whoever has made profit, pull out. Access is a bank that is going to experience a boom. The strategy Access has used over these years, they are making a lot of money, but they are retaining a lot of their earnings for the growth and the acquisition that they wanted to do, which is in line with their long-term strategy. And today they have achieved that goal. So you will see that from this year, the payout and the dividend ratio, the dividend of asset is going to be increasing, because over these years they will make money, but they are retaining it for their strategies of acquiring banks. Now they have acquired banks to a level today where, in terms of turnover, no company is near them. They are already doing 2 times the turnover of GDP. Then in terms of net profit, it is only Zenith Bank that is above them today. And Zenith Bank is in the neighborhood of 3 naira on an aggregate basis, interim plus final. And so you can tell that in another 6 months to 1 year, Access Bank will comfortably be in a level of dividend payment that is not less than between 1 naira 50 kobo and 2 naira in the next 1 year. So I think this is the best time for my view. Whoever has not taken Access Bank is at the very lowest point. Why UCAP is trending now and trending very well, and people are making profit, probably from third quarter when Access released third quarter. It is as good as the second quarter. I believe it will start to gain traction. And if in this financial year, their dividend payouts start to become much more reasonable than it used to be, it will be the beginning. For me, I think the MD today has about 2 years or less than 2 years to live, about weekly. And I believe he has helped to achieve the dream that himself and Gimokwe they have of establishing the bank as one of the leading banks in Nigeria. That is already been achieved. Before he leaves, I believe he's going to introduce this higher dividend payment level in his time, because the next coming or the incoming, maybe Roosevelt, who is currently the PMD now, he's not, his ownership and influence of Access Bank is not as strong as Herbert Wigwe. Yeah. So I believe that the remaining 2 years of Herbert Wigwe, we are going to see a growth in dividend payout, because I believe even if you are going to be acquiring a subsequent bank, it's going to be very minimal, because they have achieved their position. They are already in the #1 or #2 bank in Nigeria. So where they want to be doing now is reward investors and also reward themselves, as a significant shareholder in the bank. So I think Access is yet to take off. It's just steaming to take off, and by the time it take off, it will also do well like UCAP is doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Any additional or any question again? Yeah. More question? Or you want
yes,
to
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Speak, sir. Yeah.
Sir, I want to ask some question on the aviation industry. Okay. Currently, we have 2 handling companies listed in the stock market, and recently, of COVID-19 sent pronouncement by the NCA of the new published rate of ground handling in around 1984-85. What do you think in this stake shareholders?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. From the the improvement recorded so far with the vaccine that have gone global, despite that this part of the world was still slow, but other advanced countries have achieved great results in terms of vaccination, and that have reopened the hospitality industry, traveling and all those stuff. And as traveling has improved, more activities will come back to those handling companies in terms of logistics, in terms of load and all those stuff. That is why you see activities, even the numbers of those companies as at Q2, there's a little improvement. That's why it is not to the level that we expected. Once the activity in that sector improves, don't forget that traveling is a hobby for some people. And also the idea of online we are doing now is there, but there are some real business that people will not do unless they want to travel. And it's a business sector that I know is one drive most of the economy because of movement. Transportation is key in terms of economic activities. For that, I see that sector rebounding the way it's going gradually. That means for you as an investor, you look at those companies that you can position for long term. For traders, you take advantage of the momentum that is going on in that industry now to position for trading. But for reap dividend, it will start coming as announced huge at the beginning here. But since they are recovering, you're a long-term investor, you can still keen ahead. But for me, that sector is bouncing back gradually and it's good for the market and for investors. As you just said, it's a sector to look at and to keep your fund there if you really want to take advantage of it, because the more activities in that industry increase, the more performance in terms of the company's numbers also will look up. For that, you take advantage early by buying now that is low before all attention will be on that sector and they all jump. Once they are jumping in, price is going up. You that have entered earlier will also be smiling too. That's why, as an investor, you identify the trend early. I will say trend is our friend in technical analysis. Once you are seeing a positive trend in that sector, the earnings of these companies or the economic activities in that sector is going to reflect on companies in that, that industry. For that, once you have noticed improvement now, for you to start positioning, I see a lot of improvement in the hospitality sector generally because of vaccination all over the world, even down here. And some states in Nigeria now are making it compulsory that for you to move around to attend any party, you must have the vaccine, you have gone for vaccination. That is good. It tells you that we expect that industry to look up, and that also support the activities in that sector, and we expect their numbers to look up. That is why I see it. If you are there, hold your position. There's no cause for alarm at all. Yeah. Hello, are you there? Hello, sir. Hello. Okay. Okay. Any other question? Yeah. Any other question?
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's your view? What's your take on Fidelity Bank?
You are smart. Yes, it's among the stock picks for this week. Fidelity Bank, I will tell you, in terms of numbers, they are our positive number for Fidelity Bank at the end of their half year, which shows that where the company is doing, and they are consistent in their dividend payout. And the good thing that the momentum in that, like I tell you that as a trader or investor, we look at the fundamental angle, we look also the technical angle to know the right price to buy. I always say that fundamental will tell you this stock is good, but the right price to buy it is what technical will help you. And whether there's momentum there, you know. Whether there is no kind of positive chart, you should know. But as we speak now, both fundamental and technically, the Fidelity is looking good and strong. For me, Fidelity is a good one. And also, I expect that this the first female coming to head Fidelity, you can see the woman is likely to also to pay out a higher dividend to set a pace for herself, and that what I'm expecting. And that also support the price of Fidelity. But don't forget that they have been consistent. When I mean consistent, that's why I said that sector is more inconsistent dividend paying than any other industry. You know, the banking sector. That's why any investor has to look that way, especially when the third quarter results are made available. You have seen the number yourself. But smart traders should be in the market before the number start hitting the market. But for those that are long-term investors that are looking at the event, they want to see where the number is going before they jump in. But for you and I that are traders, we don't need to wait for numbers. We need to be in the stock before the number start hitting the market. Fidelity is strong, technically strong, fundamentally strong. Bye.
Okay, well, Stanbic, I realize that their dividend payout is high, but their top line, bottom line is a bit down.
You know, Stanbic dividend payout is not because they are paying because they love your face. It's because of the institutional investor in that company. You know, it's money owned by foreign investor, and they have a 64%. That's why they are paying that ₦1. They grow their dividend from 40 kobo to ₦1, even when their numbers are declining. But one thing again in their history that they pay more in their annual dividend than full year. If they are giving you ₦1 now, don't expect a kind of a big dividend at the end of the year. Now that the numbers are declining, that is for Stanbic. But Stanbic price will not go down because of the shareholding structure. You can see that stock has stock that it will stabilize because the stock is not available. They are about 68, 64 is in the hands of the foreign investor, which are the major shareholder there. They are not going to sell, and the one outside is small, and the share issue is one of the smallest share issue in the industry. And for that, that's why they can give you bonus and say, see their share issue is still small. For me, if you are there for capital protection or defensive, fine. But for gain or for dividend, I think that's not the right place to be. But if you want to defend your kind of play defensive in the market, you can be there for capital appreciation, unless when they start producing a positive number again before the price can move up again to around that 16 naira. But for now, if you want to play defensive, but for me, I will look the way of others than entering Stanbic at this point. Especially if you are getting your bonus, now if you have made money, you can sell your bonus with what you have. If you are still in profit, the bonus, you will not enter another stock. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hello, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, Oga Ambrose. I observed that for some time now, UPDC has been oscillating, going up and down. Do you still see any prospect there going forward? Thank you.
God bless you. Yeah, UPDC, there's still prospect in UPDC, and I believe I've analyzed UPDC in this class about 2 weeks ago. That look at the prospect in that sector, and also the people that are buying into it. For consider an investment to buy into it, an investment company, to buy into it, they know why they are there. I said earlier that the two company is a place you should look at. If you consider is there already, they will want that price of that stock to move above 2 naira because it's going to be a kind of a boost their own report, their own bottom line in their own company. For that, they will not like, and also their stakeholders that in the company. And the price is going up in UPDC. It's also impacting them positively. For that, balance it, and don't forget that when there's inflation, also real estate is where people look at. And now they come with another strategy that they want to go into what low scheme real estate and all those stuff. They know what they want to do, and people are seeing that ahead. Not that the numbers we are seeing now is too attractive, but people are looking at the future where they are going. And because they are there, activities in that stock alone, daily activity, because there's a difference between a company and the stock. When you look at the volume activities on the stock in the market, you know that there's interest in it. For that, I see that it can still move up above 2 naira any moment from now, especially if they maintain the kind of numbers we're seeing. You know that in Q2, their loss dropped from 2 billion to 600. If in Q3 they're able to also move it to around 200 or 100 million, that is that at the end of the year, they might likely to clear this their loss position in 2021. That means in 2022, they might come back to profit, and where the major shareholder that has about 54, which is a custodian, who also want them to also do more business so they can earn dividend at the same time, also earn the capital appreciation. For me, there's potential for that UPDC. It's a good place to be, and also the stock is also low. It's still among the low cap stock, and you know that recently now the market is being dominated by activities of the medium and low cap stock, and they won't give investor money. And this guy UPDC is one of them. You know, when after the master class, those that visited the master class, after that, all of them, they are also smart. Some of them are still only, they are still calling me. Can I see who? It depends when you enter. For me, it's a stock also to watch. If you are there, don't panic out. Hold your position and watch. But don't be greedy. Once you have achieved your target, sell off. Don't wait until the market brings you down. Once you meet your goal, but for new investors, you are still free to enter, but watch the market trend and the activities in the stock. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Jerry, your hand is up. Ask your question. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Ambrose, good afternoon. I don't know.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yes, I can hear you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ambrose. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, please, I don't know if, yes, I don't know if you have talked about FBN, First Bank. I know I came in late. I don't know if you have mentioned it. I know I mentioned about this to you sometime early this year. So what is the prospect in First Bank as to start today?
Yeah, First Bank, if you look at the Fuga company or the Fuga group, or let me just put that, the Fuga makeup, First Bank is, I would say, is one that is lagging there, is the one that is, backward there in terms of performance, in terms of number. That's why the price is a bit stable. Why the price is a bit stable is because of because of the interest the management are having, and that I also supported that stock. For me, I see potential for them after be able to stabilize their activities going to the future. But for now, for those that are looking for good dividend that will drive the price in going to the future, First Bank is not where you are attending good dividend. But in terms of a turnaround in their third quarter number, let's want to see the activities of the new management from their third quarter to see what they have done, the innovation they have brought into the bank, whether we'll start seeing it. Let third quarter about comfort. But for me, I don't see it matching stock like Access Bank now. Look for others in that industry, especially Zenith Bank, where you are sure of good dividend, GTB, good dividend, UBA, and Access Bank. But for among the Fuga, that's the only one I know is lacking in terms of performance and in terms of payout. That is for my own point of view. Yes, there's a lot of activities there, but the price remains stable at 750 and 7 naira. Even when they had issue, the price didn't go below 680. Even since then, it has been in that range. Until we start seeing positive number, especially at the third quarter, to kind of start measuring the impact of the new management and the company, to see how they will run the company for this period after they change leadership by the regulator. Let's see what happens. If you are not in First Bank now, unless you are not a dividend investor, if you are a dividend investor, that is nowhere to go. Unless you are capital return, and that capital return, when there is a rally. For those that will want to push the market to up, especially the student investor, they will buy First Bank not because of NPI, not because of the name, and they will go to where there is return. I tell you that no student investor want to come to because of your name. They want where they can make good money. In terms of dividend, they will go to stock like Access, stock like Zenith Bank, GTB, where they can get real dividend, especially when it comes to end of the year. The payout out of First Bank is low, and the history of their payment is not encouraging. That's why they have made little marginal increment from 35 kobo to 40 kobo is still small compared to the price and others in the industry. Especially in that their group of the Fuga.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ambrose.
Hello, Ambrose.
Alaji Ali,
Good afternoon, Ambrose.
Good afternoon, sir.
What news about Resta Express?
As we speak now, I don't have any news about. I know that it's a March account. We're also looking forward to see their Q2 number at the end of September. I've not checked that stock actually Resta, recently to know what it's doing in terms of technical position, in terms of chart base. For me, I don't have information on Resta. If there's anybody in the house that has information, can share. I don't have any information.
There was
okay, sir.
There was one time they said they want to give a bonus of 33 for 1 or something. That's their last this thing.
It's still there. It has not changed.
Bonus.
It has not changed. It's
no, I think they held their Ambrose. They held their AGM. I think that was yesterday on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that from the AGM, sir? Yeah.
Any news from the AGM?
No, it's just the payment of dividends and also the bonus.
Yeah. Okay.
I see.
Okay, that is good.
Then, secondly, LAN and UP, University Press.
Okay.
What's happening with them?
Okay.
Any hope?
Yes, there is hope for the two. But for me, I think the LAN Africa has more potential to go up because they declared the 15 kobo no dividend for financial year ended March, and their Magna date is not their payment day. Magna is not October, and when it's going closer to that, people also likely to jump into because as we speak now, the yield is more than 12%. Because if they have declared the 15 kobo, anything below 1 naira 50 kobo is more than 10% yield. That will take advantage of that price to position on that one. That is for that, and also we expect that their Q2 number will also be good at the end of September. But for UP University Press, their Q1 number was not too attractive, and their payment of 5 kobo affected that company. But to speak technically for University Press, it's becoming attractive for me because the stock is already forming a double bottom. That bottom tells that they are likely to go back any moment from now because it has dropped as low as 1 naira 2 kobo, and which is attractive entering point. I see reversal in that kind of stock any moment from now. Technically, Universal is looking attractive, but fundamental.
University Press.
Yes, it's looking attractive technically, but on the fundamental leg, it's still weak. But for LAN Africa, was because of the dividend expectation of 15 kobo against the stock that is selling below 150. I think it's also going to rally a little towards the markdown and the payment dates.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Ambrose.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I want you to shed more light on USN. I see it has gone down, but yesterday it was picking up. So what, any activity on it?
Yeah, for USN, investors are very smart these days. Information, always impact on stock that when it is positive. When they are talking about the risk bonus qualification and all those stuff, people jump in. But after the qualification is slowed down. For us at yesterday, I'll tell you that there is also a buying signal already in that stock. That means that stock are gradually forming a trend of up and down, which is good for that. But also, don't forget that this company also, USN also taking position of a Tiger brand that is leaving the company. So that means they are also seeing that they have strength to manage the company and the potential of the company is becoming what they expected, and they are moving forward. That is why we are seeing activities that. But as an investor, I already said, always watch the fundamental of the company. That's why all our eyes is out to see the third quarter of every December year-end account to know their position, because that third quarter is very important. It will tell us where they are heading to. That is where you know whether it will look positive of dividend growth. Because in this company of USN, what the dividend they pay about 120 kobo, there's a lot of special dividend they did. Would they sustain the 50 kobo, 60 kobo they paid from their main operation? Would they grow it to 70 kobo, 80 kobo? That is what the third quarter result will review to you when it comes. That is why you need to exercise patience to see the number. But if you are a trader, because we are seeing a buy momentum, you can still jump in and go out. But what will drive the price between now and end of October will be the number that will come from the company. Especially since all the company has 30 days to release their quarterly results. Within that month of October, we'll see most of the companies that, even those that has a March year account, all of them will release their results in the month of October. Let all our eyes be on October to see better numbers and also move with it. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Well done. Thank you for the in-depth analysis as always.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I think sometime within the week, somebody posted something on one of the platforms.
Okay.
The insider activities.
Okay, can you speak up, sir?
So,
you can.
Can you speak up, sir?
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, better now. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. So there was this insider activity that was posted in one of the platforms.
Okay.
That is for Julius Berger.
Okay.
So I don't know, is there something brewing which is not apparent to me? I don't know whether you have
yes, I have seen that for Julius Berger, I've seen that insider activities. And I told you earlier, if I do that got the stock market analysis beyond fundamental and technical analysis. I explained details on impact of insider dealing on share price, especially when it's coming from the top management, when it's coming from the major institutional holder or stakeholder in that company. It swings a lot of story, give a lot of insight, give a lot of a guide to know what to do. When you see such activities in Julius Berger, this is a major social shareholder in Julius Berger, and they are not selling, they are buying, even buying at a lower price, around 25 something, and why the price at 27 naira. It tells you that before they start buying too, they're also seeing something. Like why we have analyzed, we might be using figure alone, but before we see that, make moves to increase his stake and let the public know that, and because it's for the rules make that you must let us know that we are buying, and they are buying before the numbers is released. It tells that they are expecting something positive to come. Just like what I did overnight, I look at all the companies that depend more on imported goods, and I said that this dollar issue started around August, and August is just like also center of the quarter. How is going to affect the activities if the cost of importing, because it has been an uptrend in terms of the trend of naira in the black market. That have been an uptrend, and that will affect their results for third quarter. But which are those companies that depend less on these imported things? How is going to impact their? I did also already. Such it is for this kind of insider. Before insider will also increase stake in his position in a company, they also have seen where they are going, and they want to do it before the results come to the market. And that's why they are doing it before they start giving us a close period for third quarter. You see, that means they are seeing something already in Julius Berger. And also, don't forget also on this platform, I've discussed that the sector that will need attention is this in industrial goods, especially the building materials and construction. Why? Because the government has even increased their kind of expenditure for infrastructure, and now they are going ahead also to launch Infaco Bank, with almost 15 trillion. That tells you that activities in infrastructure will be high, and that also going to support Julius Berger, knowing that it's one of the solid construction companies we have in Nigeria. Here, I see activities impacting that sector going to the future, and also the private sector also using them to build some of their high houses in fine places across the nation. Tell you that Julius Berger has activities now in many states are also using them for their road construction. I see that activity is what people are seeing, and for a major stakeholder to be buying more, they're also seeing where they are going at the end of the year. And for that, I would rather that you as a trader or investor, these are what to guide you to also go back to their numbers, go back to technical analysis to see what is happening if you also go in that same direction. Yeah. You're welcome. Hello, Alaji Aliu. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Mr. Ambrose, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, we are all aware that come 1st October, the e-Naira is going to be floated by the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Okay.
What impact is that going to have on the capital market? We need to be very wary of that one. Probably there's likely going to be shift in funds from the market to that new investment platform. Okay. So please just shed a small light on this thing so that we know exactly where our investment will be tilted to. Thank you.
Yeah. The platform, as we speak now, is not an investment window. is a platform to manage, this FS, so that CBN will achieve their target of unifying the exchange rate. That is the purpose of that. Is one of the purpose. And at the same time, they want this black market. They want this black market price that has been kind of skyrocketing every day to be checked, and that is one of it. But the good thing is that that platform will also make it easier for you and I to do a lot of transaction. It depends on your investment goal. If there's opportunity that you see, you can go in and come out of that, that pause that they are possible. But the major one is that they want to use so that the bank also plug at the back of this thing to control flow of dollar, foreign currency in Nigeria. They want to manage it so that we can come back. And if that is achieved, I will tell you, it's going to impact positively on the economy. That means they want to know the people that are depending on this portable. They want to check so that there will be less pressure on what on a foreign exchange. That is why they want a platform so that they can see what is happening. So that at the end of the day, they know the banks that are plugging from left and right and no. But the banks before now were also clamoring that the competition of everything. But I told them earlier that CBN will sort all those out. For us as investors, the platform will impact the market positively if dollar is checked and we'll see it positively. But for other investment purposes, as we speak now, that window is not an investment window, but you can use it to keep your money and all those transactions. But for capital market, to affect capital market, I don't see the affecting capital market now, unless there's other things that are going to come up in the future. But if the purpose of the vehicle or that platform is to manage forex and also other money process in the economy, it's a good one. But let's think of food first. We know where they are heading to. That is for now. But I know as things of food, we also discuss them in this platform on a weekly basis. Let's just keep our fingers crossed to see the launch coming up on October. Before that, October 1st, any development also we share it on this platform. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose. I love your analysis on the e-naira. Hello?
Hello, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in line with your analysis on the e-naira. In fact, I'm even thinking the best way, I've been of the opinion that the best way to bring down the dollar is to tackle it by technology. When the government tackled by technology, a lot of people, because the dollar, there's nothing supporting the dollar to be skyrocketing like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's just people edging their funds against inflation and people laundering money in dollar. You see people stocking dollar in safekeep, in all these things. By the time we have that e-naira, it's going to avail the government the information of the proper people using the dollar.
Yes.
So I think it will be a check and balance, and it will be a very good jumpstart for the economy.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, sir.
Well done, sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
I beg to differ a bit from what the last speaker said.
Go ahead, sir. That's why we're in a class.
You see, this issue of dollar, the government becoming panicky because Aboki is doing something, sir, I beg to disagree with government.
Okay.
Sir, we are in a market, in a free market, demand and supply. Even if 10 Abokis are doing what they are doing, if we have enough of the supply, what impact will it make on the economy? The issue is that people need dollars, and this thing is not available because of our monocultural economy. That's simple. So I believe that rather than beginning to chase shadows, Aboki is doing this, Aboki is doing that, and why can't we look at how we can show up our foreign exchange earnings, diversify it from oil, and look at what Dangote is doing. If only one person in Nigeria can do what Dangote is doing, why can't Nigeria sit down and diversify? Chasing shadows. Sir, I want to believe that as long as we refuse to diversify, clamping down on Aboki and other things, technology, we will still have the same issues. It's about the fundamental, the time-tested principle of market, principle of demand and supply. Nigerians are underrating the economy of Nigeria. People say Nigeria is 200 million. I can assure you that Nigeria we are more than 250 million.
Yes.
If you put us together, West and Central Africa together, we are talking about going to 500 million people. You will not believe. And Nigeria is a big player in this zone. people forget about the sun. Okay, let them do census today to see how many we are in Nigeria. So Nigeria is bigger than what people are talking about. If the demand, if the supply is there, why would the people want to go to this the black market to buy? The demand is just not there. Many, you see, sir, the informal sector of the economy, sir,
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Is bigger than the formal sector of the economy.
Yes,
what
yes.
is happening?
Mm-hmm.
People don't know. The demand is real. It's real, and there's a lot of bottlenecks. Place. Go to the bank today. Go to the bank today if you can get a loan of 250,000 naira. And these informal people, they need a lot of money. They need many things, and government is not looking their way. What they are doing is how to chase aboki, how to deploy technology to check the demand for dollars. It can't happen. Thank you very much, sir.
Actually, just to add to what you
just to add something,
okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, the problem is easy for us to generalize and blame government. Government, I agree with him to some extent, but who are the they? The they are you and I. Dangote is an individual who has invested. It's your duty and my duty to diversify the economy. It's not for government to diversify anything. Government ought not to be in business. The one they are doing, you can see how they are failing in it. So Dangote as an individual has shown how individuals should run businesses. How many of us are into exporting business? If you export and you gain your foreign exchange, you decide where you want to sell. But yes, everybody is going to just government. We're bringing it can't work. So it's easy to say government is doing this, government is doing that. It's your duty and my duty to diversify the economy. And I remember in the 80s, after Babangida came in, people were encouraged to go into exportation. And people all over the nooks and crannies of the country, people were sourcing for cashew nuts,
and rubber,
palm products, rubber,
yes,
wood from Ondo and all that. Yeah. And we're exporting. And they were getting foreign exchange. As soon as the economy stabilized, all those things went under. That's the problem with us. Once we make quick money, we abandon those things. So if we had continued from the 80s to, our export industry would have been one of the biggest today. So that's the problem is that we all want shortcuts. Get government foreign exchange, sell it at the black market. Somebody somewhere that has no business anywhere. He's now fixing the rate of the currency because he has access to internet. And he has more than 20 bank accounts. He's doing no business that anybody knows. That is wrong. We should encourage bad things. We are all in this. If the economy fails, we are all failing. If it succeeds, we all succeed.
Yeah.
So it's in our interest that it succeeds. Instead of blaming government, let's blame ourselves. We should venture into businesses.
So that we don't divert, too far.
Yeah, correct.
Yes. This is an educational platform. It's an educational platform where we inform ourselves of what is required, but we also not go too far, so we don't delve into too much politics. What the CBN is doing today, CBN, it's not all of the Aboki, it's Aboki FX. For those who knows the Aboki FX platform, you know that the foreign exchange sources into this country today, one of the main sources is diaspora remittances.
Yeah.
It constitutes a huge chunk. Yeah. And everybody abroad today that want to send money to Nigeria, the first thing they want to check is the exchange rate. And the most reliable or most competitive platform anybody will want to check today is the Aboki FX. That platform is very powerful. And if they choose to be putting any rate on that platform, the Nigerians in diaspora what's it called?
I want to remit money.
That remit money in tens of billions of dollars. If we want to use that platform, and that platform may negate whatever CBN is saying. Yeah. So why I'm not supporting CBN, because I don't believe that they're doing enough. But if you also see a private platform that is beginning to threaten or exert an influence that has become so powerful such that they are dictating the the rate at which exchange rate to be done. It's part of the responsibility of CBN to try to regulate. So I think this is what they're doing on a Bookie FX platform only.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. So our time is yes. Before we call the class a day, for quick one, let's look at the stocks who are likely to to position for this week, and you are free to ask why. Then the first one there is Fidelity. The second one is GTB, and the last one is Africa Prudential. You see, Africa Prudential technically is trying to look up. Yes, the activity is not too attractive, but in the industry where these two UCAP and the Africa Prudential in the same, and people are seeing the other one almost at 9 naira. This stock for traders will not remain at 6 naira 10 kobo. This stock will go back to around 7 naira 710. That will give you more than 20% to 18% within a short period of that. For that, traders in the house can also look the way of Africa Prudential. And if their third quarter number turn to be positive with improvement, that will also be good. Not that their number is in red, though, but we'll see a number positive growth turning a decline to positive. That would be nice for them in the third quarter. But before then, because the price of the other one is rising up, I go and see activities are also starting improving in terms of technicals on Africa Prudential. GT Bank also technically has turned around gradually from 27 naira to 28. It's a green technicals we have seen already. And don't forget that the numbers are not too good, but still they are able to pay you a 30 kobo. And we'll see that going to the future is because of this their new arrangement. We are saying that when they stabilize, they might bounce back. But for Fidelity, numbers are up and technicals are up. These are the three stocks we are looking for this week. That Fidelity Bank and the GT Code and the Africa Prudential. These are the stocks we are positioning for this week as we watch the market. For those that know that we were here the previous before the short break, those are still assets because we enter assets before then. Those still assets, hold your assets position, hold your assets, hold your livestock position that you are there. If you are not in, start looking that way and press hook. These are the areas because we recommended in the previous week. Hold your position, don't exit as we expect their Q3 numbers. Thank you and God bless you all. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Please repeat the stocks. We didn't hear.
What's your take on what?
Fidelity, GTCO, and
Africa
Prudential.
What's your take on WAPCO, please?
WAPCO, for me, the pullback is opportunity to buy WAPCO. There's no cause for panic in WAPCO. WAPCO is very good. Just hold on to WAPCO. WAPCO will do well. Any pullback in WAPCO is opportunity to increase your stake in WAPCO. Yeah. Okay. Let somebody in the house pray for us to draw the curtain for today. Yeah. Hello, one house. Hello. Let somebody pray for us to round up the class for today. Yeah. Pick one. Let somebody pray for us. But don't forget the coming master class that on Monday 20th will be the last day to partake so that you can make your payment before end of Monday on the 20th. Okay, let somebody pray for us, please. Pick one.
Let us pray. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Malik yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Yep.
Amen.
Enjoy your weekends. Look forward to see you in the master class. Start preparing. Yeah.
No, get your internet set to Ambrose. Not what has been happening.
No, forget about internet. No, that was a special day. Don't worry.
Okay.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Amen, sir. Thank you.
Have a dance.
Yeah.
Ambrose, please reconfirm that the stocks for the week are Fidelity and Africa Prudential.
And GT Code. And GT Code.
Well, GT.
Yeah.